both of his dudes in FBG got caught by the police in trap spots. That's a little bit confusing to me, Chad. One guy basically just liquidated like his musical fame, got $100 million, and he's spending buying this, that, and third, tricking on women, doing whatever he does. And then the rest of the team, they're keep getting caught in drug spots. That's kind of confusing. Ain't that confusing, Chad?
Future's real-life blood brother is now facing a life sentence after moving enough Fetty to potentially live millions. Meanwhile, Future is sitting comfortably on a $100 million bag from selling his entire music catalog. But this situation isn't just about family loyalty. It's about how greed and jealousy can push someone so far that they end up looking like they snitched on their own homies, and possibly even their own brother, just to avoid going down with them. Behind Future's Miami mansion and luxury lifestyle, his brother Casino was deep in the streets, running operations with 21 kilos of deadly product. He got caught in an Airbnb being used as a stash house when federal agents pulled up and shut everything down. We've got the real federal documents, the press conference footage, and the full untold story nobody else is breaking down. The dark truth about why Future never pulled his people out of the trenches is way more disturbing than anyone expected. And we're going to expose how money changed everything inside FBG, from young Scooter's avoidable death to Casino's federal case. What's good, fam? Today we're diving into some serious family drama that's been tearing apart one of Atlanta's biggest rap families. And the receipts we have will completely change how you see this entire situation. Stay locked in, because what I'm about to reveal about Future's decisions, the federal investigation, and the repeating pattern of FBG members getting caught up will completely reshape how you understand loyalty in hip-hop. Most people online only have surface-level details about Future's brother being taken in by the feds. But we're not dealing with headlines here. We're breaking down the actual federal complaint. November 2025, around 10 p.m. That's the moment everything changed for the Wilburn family. Rico Casino Bice, Future's blood brother, and the man known for running major FBG operations. This wasn't a few grams or a little street-level operation. We're talking 21 kilograms of fentanyl, 46 pounds of pure, lethal product.
That Diaz's connection to California is significant because we know, as mentioned earlier, the Mexican drug cartels smuggle fentanyl into our country over the southwest border.
To break it down for you, the feds explained that the amount seized was powerful enough to live millions of people. On the streets, it carries a value of almost $500,000, plus agents found $380,000 in cash, money counters, vacuum seal machines, and a Glock 19. This wasn't a small hustle. It was a fully operating distribution setup.
It's like fentanyl. They poison our community, but they have second-order effects and spillover effects like addiction, like overdose, like violent crime in our community.
But here's where things really start heating up. Future had secured nearly $100 million just 2 years earlier. Yet his own people were still out here risking life sentences. This isn't about one arrest. This is a pattern that's been building ever since Future touched that massive payday. We had young Scooter die in 2020, while running from police after leaving a trap house. We've seen multiple FBG members get into serious trouble. And now Future's actual blood brother is staring down life without parole while Future posts vacation photos from private jets. The optics look bad, but the truth behind it looks even worse. Let's break it down. In 2022, Future sold his entire music catalog to influence media partners for somewhere between $65 to $75 million. That's generational money. The kind of wealth that doesn't just change your life, it changes your children's lives. This wasn't touring money or contract money. This was ownership money. The kind of bag that permanently moves you into a new tax bracket. And right after that deposit hit his account, what did Future do? He dropped $16 million on a Miami waterfront mansion. A home that screams, "I made it." Ocean views, countless bedrooms, the full luxury lifestyle starter pack. But that was just the beginning. Future began spending money like someone who just hit a winning lottery ticket, because in a way, he did. Now here's the twist. FBG, Freebands, wasn't just a record label. It was family. Casino wasn't just an artist on the roster. He was Future's blood brother, and the person who handled day-to-day operations behind the scenes. While Future was busy elevating his career, Casino kept everything stable in Atlanta. And in the streets, when one person eats, the whole family is supposed to eat. That's the unwritten rule. You don't make it out and leave your people behind. Especially not family. But Future's situation was unique. He didn't just get rich. He got crazy rich. Catalog money rich. never have to work again rich. According to the federal complaint we got access to, this wasn't some random bust. The feds had been watching the operation for a long time. They had physical surveillance. They had intercepted communications. They had confidential informants feeding intel. This was a calculated takedown of what they believed to be a major distribution network. Now picture this. November 14th, around 10 p.m. Federal agents roll up to an Airbnb in Forest Park. 2 cars in the driveway. One registered to casino. The other to David Diaz, a California resident with 0 ties to Georgia. As soon as agents start executing the search warrant, Casino and a woman try to run out the side door. But let's be honest. Casino isn't built for foot chases. They caught him fast. With $4,000 stuffed in his pocket. Inside the Airbnb, agents uncovered the entire setup. In the kitchen, on the stove, inside black duffel bags. 17 kilograms of suspected fentanyl. And multiple kilogram-sized bricks. Several bricks were stamped with designer logos, including Louis Vuitton. That's next-level branding. Louis Vuitton fentanyl. Ironic, considering Future's luxury lifestyle. But the fentanyl wasn't even the wildest part. Agents counted about $300,000 in rubber-banded stacks spread throughout the house, plus another $80,000 inside a designer bag belonging to Casino. That's a total of $380,000 in suspected drug proceeds. Agents also came across money counters and vacuum sealers. The kind of tools you only need when you're moving serious product and handling serious cash. But this story goes much deeper than just Casino's arrest. This isn't the first time FBG members have been caught up in the system while Future continues living a high-end lifestyle. Take young Scooter, rest in peace. He passed away in 2020 under circumstances that could have been completely avoided if he had people around him with the resources to keep him out of those environments. Here's what really happened. Scooter was inside a trap house when someone made a false call to the police. When officers arrived, he panicked and tried to run. He hopped a fence trying to escape. Remember the song, Feds Did a Sweep? Casino is standing right there in the video, surrounded by cash, caught up in a lifestyle that would eventually mirror his real life. Now the feds really have swooped in, and Casino is facing life without parole on conspiracy charges tied to fentanyl distribution, life imitating art, or art imitating life. Either way, the outcome is real. Let's talk about what Casino is actually up against. Conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute fentanyl. With 21 kilograms found at the scene, he's staring down federal mandatory minimums. That could lock him up for life. The feds are not playing around with fentanyl cases, especially when you're dealing with quantities big enough to cause mass casualties. To them, this isn't just crime. It's a national health threat. But here's the thing. This isn't simply a story about Future being selfish or turning his back on where he came from. Maybe he did try to help. Maybe his people chose the streets anyway. Maybe there's family drama we don't know about. Old beef, personal issues, resentment, distance. But when you zoom out and look at the pattern, Scooter gone, Casino facing life, other FBG members getting jammed up. It paints the picture of a man who made it out of the trenches, but didn't bring his soldiers with him. Now let's break down what $70 million really means. That's enough money to set up almost every single person in FBG with a legitimate business. We're talking real estate investments, music industry ventures, tech startups, restaurant chains, fully legal income streams that build wealth without risking life sentences. You could hand 10 people $5 million each, and Future would still have around $20 million left for himself. Just imagine the real opportunities Future could have built. A real record label with full infrastructure. A clothing brand with his people as equity partners, not workers. Atlanta real estate projects. Tech investments. Entertainment ventures. Instead, while Future is buying multi-million-dollar Miami mansions and living the luxury life, his own blood brother is sitting in an Airbnb, surrounded by enough fentanyl to kill millions.
Drug dealer. Like, shit, I mean, 4K, they got, this is kind of shocking to me. How is Future's blood brother, like, selling drugs? Like, this don't make no sense. You got Scooter running out of a trap spot, Casino selling drugs, and now I'm hearing there's another guy named Lil Double O, he's selling drugs. What's going on? Yo, Future, all it takes, take $10 million of that $100 million you got, and just give them, 2 for you, 2 for you, 3 for you. Get these niggas out of the bando, bro.
But here's something almost nobody brings up. The psychology of sudden wealth. When you go from having nothing to waking up with everything you ever dreamed of, your mindset shifts. Sometimes you want to create distance from the people and environments that remind you of where you came from. Sometimes you think that handing out money is enough to fix everyone's problems. But money without guidance, without structure, without legitimate opportunities, doesn't solve anything. It just creates new problems. In the streets, loyalty is the foundation. You don't abandon the people who stood by you. You especially don't leave family behind. But success has a strange way of reshaping priorities. Maybe Future genuinely felt he couldn't save everyone. Maybe he tried, and his people kept choosing the streets. Maybe he offered help, but the help was rejected. Or maybe he simply grew comfortable in his new lifestyle and forgot the unwritten rule about taking care of your circle. What makes this even crazier is how common this story is in hip-hop. An artist blows up, secures the bag, moves into a whole new tax bracket, goes way beyond a normal drug charge. Casino got caught up in Operation Take Back America, a federal initiative laser-focused on taking down transnational criminal networks. The feds aren't treating this as a local street bust. They see it as a national security threat. They're going after cartels, international gangs, and major distribution pipelines. So when someone gets swept up in an operation like this, the government isn't looking for plea bargains or short sentences. They're aiming for maximum penalties.
From the cartel and these organizations, it's coming from a source, coming into the country, and then distributed on a local level in these communities like Athens, like Macon in the Middle District of Georgia, hitting the street, and then being distributed by gangs and local distributors. And that flow of drugs, that's not an opinion, that's a fact. You can trace the pattern, and that's how drugs flow through our community.
The fact that David Diaz, the second person arrested, was a California resident with zero ties to Georgia, shows this operation was much bigger than some small-time local distribution. Federal investigators believe the setup links back to Mexican cartel pipelines, moving fentanyl across the southwest border. Casino wasn't caught with anything resembling personal use. According to the feds, he was involved in a full-blown interstate trafficking network, not just neighborhood-level dealing.
Individuals who profit the most from that distribution are often not in our country, and they're profiting, making the most money out of it. That's the problem.
At the end of the day, Casino's situation isn't just about fentanyl or getting snatched up by federal agents. This is a story about loyalty, family responsibility, and what happens when success creates distance between people who were once inseparable. Future made it out of the trenches. But did he truly make it? If his own brother is now staring at life in federal prison, can you really enjoy generational wealth, knowing your blood brother might spend the rest of his days behind bars? The bigger question becomes, what does this mean for Future's legacy? How do you celebrate being one of Atlanta's most influential artists when your own family is still tangled up in the system? How do you relax in a Miami mansion, knowing your brother is in a cold federal cell? And what message does this send to other artists about taking care of their people? When success finally hits, this whole situation shines a light on the ugly side of hip-hop success. We hype up the riches, but hardly anyone talks about the responsibility that comes with millions. When you escape the hood, are you obligated to pull others up with you? And if the answer is yes, how far does that responsibility go? Is offering help enough? Or do you have to push people to take the safer path even when they don't want to? A black man from Atlanta securing generational wealth. Proving hip-hop can create real ownership. But now that victory looks complicated, because while Future leveled up, his people were still taking life-changing risks in the streets. And the truth is, we still don't know the full story. Did Future try to help Casino and get rejected? Was there family tension that created distance? Did Casino choose the streets, even though he had other opportunities? Or did Future simply get comfortable and forget the people who held him down early on? These are questions we may never get clear answers to. What we do know is that Casino is facing life without the possibility of parole. That's permanent. No coming home. No second chances. No walking out at 80 years old to reunite with family. Meanwhile, Future is flying private, posting vacation photos, and living the dream. The contrast is hard to ignore, and it forces uncomfortable conversations about success, loyalty, and what we owe the people closest to us. Maybe Future did try to help, and his people didn't listen. Maybe he offered real opportunities that were turned down. Maybe the truth is way more complicated than outsiders will ever know. But the optics are terrible, and the reality is even worse. A family split apart by decisions, circumstances, and the silent distance that wealth often creates. So what do you think about Future's responsibility toward his family and FBG? Should he have done more to pull his people out of the streets? Or is everyone accountable for their own choices? Did Future fail his brother? Or did Casino knowingly choose a path that led exactly where he ended up? Drop your thoughts below, and let me know where you stand on the situation.